Okay, everybody. Thank you very much for being here as we introduce a new chapter in our women's basketball program. So kind of the format for today, Coach has an opening statement she's going to read, and then we'll break up for one-on-ones. Coach Jackson can go first with the one-on-ones, and Ron will be available after that. I'm sure you guys have read up on Coach Jackson. She's obviously no stranger to these parts. She's been a head coach at Akron. She was an assistant coach at Akron. Before that, she's been in Northeast Ohio for 16 years. 15 of those were at Akron. The last 5 of those were as a head coach. She left that program as the winningest coach in that program's history. So a lot of success as a head coach. And then this past year at Cleveland State, she helped the Vikings win 29 games, Horizon League regular season title, and a berth in the WBIT that was just announced yesterday. So Coach knows our region. She knows our league. She knows this building. She shared that she's happy to be on the home bench instead of the visiting bench, and she knows how to win. So we're excited to announce Coach Melissa Jackson as our 9th head coach in Youngstown State women's basketball history. Congratulations.
Thanks, John. Wow. I'm filled with unbelievable gratitude. I'm so honored and excited to be the next head women's basketball coach at Youngstown State University. I want to thank President Bill Johnson and Director of Athletics Ron Strollo for your trust and belief in me. Through this process, I've enjoyed every conversation with Ron, and I think we have really aligned in our vision for women's basketball. It is pretty cool when you can say that, and it was a big reason why I chose to be the head coach. Also, I hear it's Ron's birthday, so happy birthday, Ron. Yep. Thank you to Rebecca Fink and the entire athletic staff for making this transition so seamless. Everyone has been so welcoming. I want to thank Coach Tressel for his support. I received a text message from him when everything was official, and that was a really cool moment for me. Coach Tressel talked about the people, and I'm a big believer that people make the place. And it is evident that there are really special people here at YSU. I also want to thank Coach John Barnes and his staff. I've had a tremendous amount of respect for what they have built over the last 10 years. I've really appreciated his support and insight through this process. I wish him all the best. I'm excited to build relationships with the former YSU players. I want them all to know that YSU is home. They are family, and they are always welcome back. Our alumni will be a very important piece to our program. Every day, I will look up at these banners that Coach D brought to YSU as motivation to get back to the big dance. To the YSU community and loyal supporters, I absolutely can't wait to engage in this community. Every time I have visited Beagley, I have been blown away by the atmosphere and support for women's basketball. When we played here a few weeks ago, there was 2,000 people in the stands. It was amazing. The atmosphere was incredible. It was 6:30 on a Tuesday night. I can't wait to engage this community and pack Beagley every single night and continue to make it one of the toughest places to play in all of college basketball. Bear with me as I get through a long list of personal thank yous that I want really to really thank a lot of people that have gotten me to where I am today. First, I want to thank my college coaches, Joanne Boyle, Lindsay Gottlieb, and the late Jenny Doyle. Lindsay and Joanne have been unbelievable mentors to me throughout my career. They pushed me to get into college coaching and taught me the importance of strong relationships. I'm hoping we get to see Lindsay in Cleveland at the Final Four with her #1 seeded USC Trojans. To Tina Martin and Janine Radice for hiring me as a full-time assistant at the young age of 21 at the University of Delaware. I was able to become a part of one of the best mid-major programs in the country at the time. I learned so much in those first few years about hard work and dedication to a program. To Jody Kess for giving me my first opportunity in the great state of Ohio. Under Coach Kess, I learned elite scouting and scheming, and ultimately gave me the tools to become a successful head coach. To Larry Williams and Mary Lou Gripshaw for giving me my first opportunity as a head coach at Akron. Your belief and support to this day have meant the world to me. Mary Lou works on campus here in admissions, so I'm really excited to get to connect with her again. I would be remiss if I didn't thank all of my former players and staff at Akron. I appreciate all the outpouring of messages over the last few days. I've tried to get back to everyone. Those players and staff have meant a lot to me over the years, and I hopefully will get some of them to be Penguin fans. To Coach K, the CSU staff, players, and President Bloomberg, I want to thank them for an unbelievable 8 months. Thank you to Coach K for your friendship and allowing me to be a sponge during my time at CSU. It was a year of growth, and I learned a lot and enjoyed every single minute of it. I wish them all the best as they finish up the season and represent their Horizon League in the WBIT. I also want to thank some colleagues who have always been there for me. Akron's John Gross, Toledo's Tricia Cullup, Ohio's Bob Bolden, who many of you know from his time here at YSU. Thank you to my agent, Brian Stanchek, who is very much like family to us. The absolute best in the business. Thank you for your support and for being here today. It means so much. To my mom, brother Chris, nephew Grayson, and his entire family, thank you for making the trip out to Jersey and for all your support over the years. I love you. To my dad, my first coach, I know you're looking down on me with a huge smile. It's crazy. It's almost exactly 1 year since you left us. He would have loved YSU. I know he will be with me on that bench every single game. To my in-laws, Robert and Linda Jackson, my sister-in-law Stacy, and our Northeast Ohio village, thank you for all the helping hands and big hearts. To my children, Luke, Ben, and Cameron, my Ys, thank you for sharing your mom with our team. I can't wait for you to get shots up in this gym and be around as we do special things at YSU. Last but certainly not least, to my husband Drew, my biggest fan, an unbelievable teammate, and my best friend. I love you. Our program will be centered around 5 core values that will transform our culture and our locker room. The first is family. When I met with the team last week, we talked a lot about what family will mean to this program. Next is passion. You will see a passionate group of young women who compete at a really high level every single day. Toughness. We are going to be mentally, physically, and emotionally tough. Commitment. Our group is going to be committed to the court, but also to the classroom and to this YSU community. And lastly, gratitude. My favorite word in the English language. Our program will demonstrate gratitude in everything that we do. Again, I am thrilled to be standing before you today as your next head women's basketball coach. I can't wait to get started. Go Penguins.
All right, we'll take questions.
Step 1 for you.
Yeah, great question, right? Well, I don't have to move, so that's good, or a ginormous move. But it's really about the players, about the incoming recruits. Meeting with the team was really, really important. Obviously, the transfer portal opened up today, so filtering that, but also building our staff and what that's going to look like. Been really, really intentional about that, and I would say those are the first orders of business. Yep.
What will you do with staff? Have you met with the current staff? Will you keep anybody?
Yeah, I met with the current staff last week, had some great conversations with them. Really very much in flux right now. Obviously, being a head coach before, there's a lot of people that I want to talk to. I really want to get the right staff for this program at the right time. So very much still filtering, through all of that.
What was your message to the women returning last week?
Yeah, it was brief, I will say, but we touched on those 5 core values, and those are going to be the pillars of our program We're going to stand on those every single day, whether it's out in the community, whether it's in practice, and obviously when we compete. But those are going to be, our 5 values that we really, really strive to do every single day and live them.
A couple of days, Cleveland State put out a release saying that you would stay with them through the end of their postseason run. Is that still the case?
Yeah, I had intended to do that, I will say, and that's being, very transparent and honest. And, I wish them all the best. But as, the last couple days have come about, I need to solely be here at YSU and be 100% committed to this program. And I wish them all the best. And like I said, the last 8 months have been unbelievable for me, my family, and those relationships are strong. But I really need to focus on the Penguins right now.
What sold you on coming here? You were at Cleveland State, you were in Akron. What sold you on coming here?
What didn't, right? YSU is amazing. This administration, Ron really laid out a vision for me that I could not pass up. Obviously, I love Northeast Ohio. I've spent an enormous amount of my career here. I have great recruiting ties. My family is rooted in Northeast Ohio, and so that was a big part of it. But YSU is a sleeping giant. The facilities here, the support. I am so excited to get people to campus and can't wait to show this place off.
What was kind of the timeline with regards to, when you kind of, first expressed interest in the job, kind of met with the administration? How did that kind of all play out?
Yeah, I think when Coach Barnes resigned and we all knew that was happening, it definitely sparked an interest in me. And because of the location, because of the history, because of the support, I've been in this arena many, many times on the visiting bench, and I've seen the crowds and how tough a place it is to play here. So I think that initial, spark, and then obviously, over the last couple of weeks, having those conversations with Ron, it was just really a dream come true.
Can you expand a bit more on the recruiting efforts? Where are you going to put your focus? Are you going to be looking at getting freshmen in?
Well, we have 7 signees, yeah. And so I've been able to talk with all of them and their families, and those have been really positive, great conversations. But nowadays it is the portal, and so the portal, like I said, opened today. So there's a lot of traffic in there right now. Quickly after this press conference, I'll be getting back to that.